Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm gonna see if Claire's gonna come over here. I don't know what's going on. I still want to filter. I'm about that. Not that one. Ooh, that's a lot. Hey y'all, thank y'all for coming over here. Oh, Claire's in the building. Let me get her in. Go live. What is this filter that I got going on? I'm just doing the most. I always do the most. You there, Claire? Hey girl.
Hello.
I had to get me a trinket. I said
Wait, let me
something's
see if I
missing.
can add a filter.
What'd you say? Do you see it?
I'm
Oh,
trying
girl,
to
we got
add
to
a
have some
filter.
fun. What filter you gonna use? Thanks everybody for coming over here. I don't know, today I just feel, you ever feel like you just all over the place? My good friend Scott Standers in the building. I miss you. What does he say? Just tuned in. You look gorgeous. Oh, well, he likes this filter.
Okay,
We're gonna
that's
switch it
working
this
now.
time.
I can actually hear and see you.
Okay, awesome. Everybody, we are now going to do the interview on my side. We had some technical difficulties, so thanks everyone for coming in on this side of things. And Claire's going to interview me, so I'm going to turn it over to you, girl. It's your show.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So thank you for joining me.
Thanks for
So I just
having
want
me.
to ask a few questions. So just for the people that don't know you, that haven't seen you in American Idol, so just want to go back. So what's got you into singing and what inspired you? This was before American Idol.
So what got me started singing was I just love music, and I would listen to the radio and I would just sing Whitney Houston, Destiny's Child, like anything on the radio, even country. I love country music, and I would just like try to be Shania Twain and Faith Hill. And my dad was like, "You can sing," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever," like, And then he said, "No, you can really sing." So he's my martial arts instructor since I was 5. I've been in karate, and we used to do these martial arts demonstrations, and he said, when we go do our martial arts demonstration, we're going to do this positive rap. My dad wrote this positive rap song for us, and it was like hugs are better than drugs. But and then he was like, after that you'll sing Whitney Houston's Greatest Love of All. And I was like, okay. And so that's what started it all, and I started singing from there. And I got into private vocal lessons with Miss Bernadette Billups, Oxford School of Music in my hometown, Fort Myers, Florida. And I sang opera and Italian arias, different languages. It just opened up my mind to a whole different world of music. Then I auditioned for Magnet High School, Cypress Lake High School, and I was a vocal major, and so I got to compete with the choir and as a soloist, and I continued on doing Italian arias and opera and all that good stuff, classical music. And yeah, and then I got into musical theater. I had my first job at 18 at the local dinner theater in my hometown. And so, yeah, and then I went on to do American Idol. So that's kind of my journey.
So
And
what
in between there,
made you audition for American Idol?
So what made me audition for American Idol was when I was a teenager, I used to sing at restaurants in and around my hometown, Fort Myers, Florida, and Naples, Florida. And I would sing all this like 70s, 80s Motown stuff. And
All the
people
best
would
stuff.
always, I love it, honey. And
I love
people,
Motown.
me too. And people would say, you need to go on American Idol. And I had never heard of this show. It was new. And so, but when I would come home from work, I used to deliver the mail for the postal service. So shout out to my postal service family. But when I would come home, my mom would be watching it. And I'm like, this is what the people tell me on the weekends at the restaurants that I sing at. They tell me I need to audition for this. And so I started kind of paying attention. And then I was like, this will be cool. Let me try it out. So I tried out. I didn't make it the first time. I tried out the first time in Miami, Florida.
You didn't get in
Slept
the
on the
first time?
boardwalk. I didn't even make it in the first round. They said, no, ma'am. But in the beginning, it's not like the judges, the celebrity judges. It's, production people, and they have to weed you out to get you dwindled down to see like the celebrity judges. So I came in that thing singing Destiny's Child, a song that nobody knows, just a song off the album, right? And so they were like, we don't get this. What's going on? Next. So then I came back 2 years later, and that's when I made it to top 3.
Yeah, so on American Idol, you got to sing some amazing songs. You got to do Whitney Houston, I Have Nothing, Donna Summer on the radio, Diana Ross, When You Tell Me That You Love Me. What was your favourite performance that you did on American Idol?
Like, I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I hope I don't sound crazy saying this, but I don't like any of those performances. Like, when I
You know.
when I watch them back, I'm like having a panic attack. Like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, I can hear how like tight my voice was, and like how like even when I watch the competition now, I'm like, oh my gosh, afraid for everybody. And when I go home and like see my family, they always want to play my songs and my performances of Idol, and I'm like, please turn it off. Like, I don't know, but I guess if I had to pick one, I don't know, because some of them I just had a lot of fun. Like, Best of My Love, I sang for the top 10 album that we all did together for Showstoppers, and so that's one of my favorites because it's just like, I just love the emotions, and I love that song. Oh, you got the best of my love. Like, when you hear that, you just want to jam and have a good time. Hey?
Yeah.
So I love that song, and people always request that for me when I do a gig. They're like, can you do Best of My Love? Or they're like, I love Best of My Love. That's one of my favorites. And then of course Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the dresses, it comes down to the song, the group. I like a good group, and the dresses, the hair, the makeup. So like, my favorite outfit that I wore was, and hair and makeup was I'm Every Woman. Honey, they gave me a bouffant and a ponytail in the back. I said, yes, honey. And then I got some clothes from Marciano by Guess, and they're like still my favorite. I love them. But I had those boots on, honey. You couldn't tell me nothing. So it comes down to hair, makeup, clothes, and the song.
So what did you learn the most from being on American Idol? What did it teach you as a performer?
So when I was on Idol, one of the vocal coaches, Miss Deborah Bird, I love her, and I learned so much from her about my instrument and about the performance and music industry. So she calls it Music School 101, and it's like the pressure of millions. At that time, it was like 80 million people watching, right? And you're learning these new songs. You don't have a lot of time to rehearse, and in between, it's like photo shoots at the studio, interviews. Like, you're not just sitting around all week learning and working on your song, right? You have a few minutes with the band, right? And you get a recording of it, and then you have to go like practice in between all these other things. We were filming commercials for the Ford company because they were a sponsor. So it's like, that pressure was what I had to learn to deal with, you know. And also, a lot of times in my performances, I was laughing, and people were like, why are you always laughing in the middle of your performance? Because let me tell you something, the stage looks like it is all flat and even. It is not. Well, it was not when I was there. So it was like white tape that would like camouflage the cracks, and then in the front of the stage there was like a monitor inside the stage, and they had like these like I don't know what you call it, like a like metal, right? But it slots in between it, and and I always wore heels. So sometimes I'd be singing and I'm like focused on the words and focused on, like, you know, interacting with the audience, and my heel will go through the stage, like the tape, and I'd be like, oh no. Like, I think I'm about to go down. I'm like, thank you, Lord. And I'm just laughing because I don't know, that's just like my natural reaction. I laugh at everything. Sometimes I don't need to laugh, but it's just like, I don't know what this.
So it didn't notice in any of the performances?
What'd you say?
It didn't notice in any of the performances.
Well,
see that.
people have left me comments like under the YouTube videos and stuff, and or like back in the day when there was MySpace, people like, remember, why were you always laughing? I love this performance, but why were you laughing in the middle of it? I'm like, honey, your girl was about to go down. I was like, oh my God. And so I just laugh at everything, but that's one of the things some people like come up to me, and I still do it. Like, sometimes my mind just goes to like random places and I laugh on stage. All in good fun though. I love it. I love what I do, so I have a lot of fun with it.
Do you think it would be harder for you to get your name out there had you not been on American Idol?
Oh, yes. I think
Mm.
American Idol is such a great platform for um, singers. It's like I have worked with some incredible singers, even in my hometown, that would sing me under the table, but they didn't have this opportunity. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a
Mm.
blessing that I was around. I'm around for this day and age where we have these competitions that
Yeah.
will like catapult you and put you in front of millions of people. But for sure, it would have been really really difficult. And even other even other shows, like I tried out for Making the Band with Puff Daddy before Idol, right? And I didn't make it on that show, but Idol is way bigger. It was like when I was on Idol, it was like at the height of Idol. There was no Voice, there was no America's Got Talent, there was none of these other shows. This was the
Mm.
show, right? So it was so monumental for me to get in front of all those millions of people. And then even after that, the Postal Service hired me as a spokesperson, and I was on tour like with the Postal Service, going from delivering the mail to delivering like speeches and unveiling stamps. And I got to go to a lot of children's hospitals and sing for the kids and hang out with the kids. And it's just I wouldn't have been able to do any of that if it had not been for Idol. And I still get gigs to this day because of Idol. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So after American Idol, you became the CAO of your own independent record label, and you released EPs My Struggle, True Story, and you currently have some new music coming out. Tell us about the new music.
So yes, I haven't put out new music. Well, I put out a single, Queen, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it was to also promote my new beauty brand, Beauty Queen. Hello, check me out, www.beautyqueen.com, buddy. And all the links are in my bio. But anyway, so I went ahead and released that song. I have been working on that song for so long, and during the pandemic, I realized I have so many external hard drives full of music that I've never ever released. And so I said, I'm going to take this time to just finish them, because I start a lot of songs and don't finish them. So I started to finish them, and now I'm ready to start releasing them. So next week, I have another song coming out called Resilient, and it's a super emotional and inspirational song going through the pandemic, and trying to figure, like, I've been trying to figure out my life, and trying to pick up the pieces, but also with everything that's happening in the world around us, with people losing their loved ones due to COVID, the Black Lives Matter movement and social things that's going on. It's just like, if we all come together as one to right all these wrongs, we can be resilient. You know what I mean? The more that
Mm.
we come together in love and compassion and all that great stuff. So that's my hope for the world. And especially like the things that are happening in the Middle East, and it's just a lot. So this song, Resilient, is like my dream for the world, for everyone to come together and fight for love and all that good stuff. So
A great message.
next
Do
Friday, and then I'm
you
hoping
write
to,
all your own
to
songs?
at the moment, yes, especially in the pandemic, because I've been secluded. But I have in the past wrote some amazing songs, like Half of a Heart on True Story EP that I put out years
I
ago. It's
love
like one
Half
of
of
my,
a Heart. It's such a good
oh,
song.
that's still one of my favorite songs. And I wrote that with a couple of my favorite writer friends, Dwight and Howard. And it's still one of my favorite songs. So I love collaborations. So I'm looking forward to that, doing more of those. But so far, it's all me, honey, for this
What
part.
is your creative process like when writing a song?
Oh, honey. So sometimes I'm like, okay, today I'm going to sit down and write a song from noon till 3 or noon till whenever. And it's like, I get inside my vocal booth and I'm like, crickets. So it's kind of like, it just takes on its own life, and each song is different. So sometimes, like the other day, I was in the car and I was thinking about me living away from my family. Most of my family's on the East Coast, and I'm in LA now, and how if I'm here, I want to make it count. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing around. I'm up at 4:30 every day, like hustling and making sure my
That's
projects are,
early.
you know what I mean? And I go to bed early, honey. And sometimes when I don't go to bed, like sometimes I fall asleep in my vocal booth because I can't get away from it. Like I just love music so much. I cannot stop. I have to make myself stop and go to bed. But so the other day I was in the car and I was like, I don't have time to be playing around. Like sometimes people just want me to come and hang out. I don't have time for that. Like I'm out here and sacrificing not being able to be there to see my nieces and nephews grow up and, you know, graduate high school and kindergarten and birthdays. So I'm making everything, every moment count, right? And I started writing this song called Proud. And it's like, I just want to make them proud. And I want to like help my family to have a better life and make sure my 8 nieces and nephews can go to college if they want to, you know what I'm saying? And they can not have to struggle as much as my generation of my family has had to struggle, you know what I'm saying? So paving the way for them and making them proud to say, that's my auntie Vonzell, like, you know what I mean? And so
all
that's a
of your
song that,
songs tell a story.
yeah, and that song in particular doesn't have any music right now. It has a hook and a verse, and I'm just gonna keep writing it, and then I'll start producing the track for it. Probably get some of my friends to come and like help me spice up the track. But then sometimes, like when I was on the cruise ship before the pandemic, I would just listen to beats. Like I have producer friends and I'd be like, hey, what you working on? Do you have something along this line? They'll send me the beats and I was in my cabin. If I wasn't on stage performing, I was just in my cabin, or if we're at like sometimes we were in Jamaica, we were all over like these beautiful places. I just go to the beach and write like with my AirPods in, just write like that. And then sometimes I just put the beat into my workstation in my computer and I just freestyle, right? And whatever happens, happens. And I keep all the best parts. Or I'll freestyle and put it in my car and just ride around. And literally, it's nothing but like, like it's no words sometimes. But then after I hear it, it's like I can connect the dots of really what was coming through me. Like it's so crazy. Like so, I just love to be a vessel and let it just happen. And sometimes it's very healing because sometimes I'm like, oh, I thought I was done with that, but every song is talking about this, so maybe I ain't done with this situation. And it's therapy, it's therapeutic. So every song takes on a whole different thing, and I'm done with trying to put it in a box and say I'm gonna write from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like it's just gonna happen, like, you know. So the
What's the
process is
favorite
there is
song
no
that you have
process.
written so far?
My what? I'm sorry.
What's your favorite song that you have written so far?
Ooh, so I have different favorite ones for different reasons. Sometimes, like as a writer, I'm a make like this one song that I just recently wrote. I started writing it in January. I didn't finish it until March, but excuse me, I've never written this in this way with like metaphors and you know what I mean. I'm just a really like what you get with me, what you see is what you get with me, and that's the same with my writing. Like I'm just like gonna tell you what it is, how it made me feel, and maybe have some metaphors. But this song was like almost in the voice of a rapper. You know what I mean? And I'm not rapping, I'm singing. But that song, it's called Wanderlust, and it's coming out next month. So I'm excited about that. And then vocally, Resilient, the song that I'm gonna release next Friday, is vocally my favorite because it's just I get to holla, as my family can say, and really like show my vocal range and express emotion. It's just like, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the music industry today and how it's changed?
Oh, honey, I love it. So sometimes when I don't listen to the radio a lot, but sometimes when I listen to the radio, I'm like, this is a bit redundant, and this is like, okay. But I'm into like I'm an indie artist, you know what I'm saying? So I'm into just listening to indie artists on Spotify, and I'm just like it. I love that we live in a day and age where we have Spotify and all these things and YouTube. People like you can find these artists who are amazing, and they might not be mainstream, right? So I love that, and I do like find some greatness in what people call mumble rapping. I'm like, listen, some of it ain't all bad, okay? Like some of it is really good. Like I enjoy all music. I don't know. Music is so good. So I understand some people saying music ain't what it used to be, and I really do love
Mm.
all the oldies, all the greats, like you know,
I like all
from
the old music.
yeah, the Motown, the you know what I'm
Motown,
saying,
Whitney Houston, Donna Summer.
disco,
Yeah.
yeah, disco, all that stuff. But I think that we just have to take the greatness of each generation. This is where we are, and when you can mix all the good stuff together with what's hot right now, fire. You know what I'm saying? So I love the way things are going right now and how people like me, an independent artist, I don't have to sign to a big label. I started my own record label and entertainment company so that I can put out my music legitimately. And later on in life, if I want to go back, like really want to go back to my hometown and help artists, you know, make it or do whatever they want to do and help them through their navigate through their journey in this industry. So I'm happy that I can do this, you know, because like I said, I know singers from my hometown who are amazing, but they just never got the opportunity to do something like Idol. They didn't have Spotify. They didn't have where you can release your own music. They had to go through distribution companies or have a contract, and like you could just do so much with the internet now. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Do you feel any pressure to keep up with the modern style of today's music?
Um, I'm a person where I just do my own thing, and I think people are gonna start to realize that once they hear this new music because I didn't stick to one genre or one like way of singing because I realized I love all these different types of music and I have a lot of things, a lot of levels to my voice where I used to be like, everybody just wants me to do like these powerhouse songs. So I'm going to just do powerhouse songs all the time. But I like to sing mellow and I got like some real like chill, laid back house type songs. You know what I'm saying? So I just embrace all genres and honey, I'm gonna let y'all tell me what kind of artist y'all think I am. I'm like, at first, I was like, I'm not gonna release all these different songs on this project. It's gonna be all over the place, and I'm just like, it is what it is. This is where I am in life,
It's good to have
and
variety.
yeah. And then so I was just like, you know what? Also, because we have the internet, I can just say, hey guys, so I've released like all these songs, and they're kind of all different. What do you like to hear from me? What do you like? Because also I'm always writing, so I have like a lot of songs. Like I don't have to sing all of them. I can like, you know, I can put them in a catalog and have them for TV and film, or like, you know, have other artists have them available for other artists to record and use. So yeah, we'll see where this goes with
Is
this new
there any
project.
is there anyone you would like to collaborate with?
Ooh, honey. Um, I definitely do. It's a long list. And lately, I've been really admiring and really enjoying my friends and their music. So I have been fortunate enough to meet a lot of great artists here in LA and work with a lot of great artists. And a lot of them are putting out music, and I listen to it on a daily. And I'm like, I want to. I used to want to collaborate with Beyonce, and I still want to do that. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I can't overlook the greatness that is just right here, like next to me on the weekend, singing at gigs, private gigs. You know what I mean? So, like my brother TJ Wilkins, he just put out a song. My friend Brandon Watts just put out a song. There's just so many great people that are like close to me. I'm like, I'm gonna start collaborating with these great people that are like, you know, and close knit with me, and then pray for the big collaborations down the road. But I'm excited for that.
So you've also done theatre, and the first time I actually saw you was at West End Live in London.
Yes.
And I remember I arrived there really late, it was crowded, and I was just walking around, and I remember hearing your voice, and you started singing Sunshine of Your Love, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, who is she? and I started moving towards the front of the stage. I watched your performance and I was completely blown away.
Oh, thank
And I was like, I
you.
have to get tickets for this show, which I did do. I got front row and then saw it.
Yes.
But do you think you'll be doing any more theatre?
Yes, I'm actually writing a one-woman theater show. And
Oh,
so I'm hoping to get into the theater as soon as they open them up, honey. But
yes.
and in the last few years, I have still been doing theater with a show called Velvet on the cruise ships. But I want to create my own theater shows, and I'm actually starting to write a theater show for Boomqushia.
Yes, I love Vonzell.
Honey, and I want to do like acrobatics. Like I want to like go up in the air and she can like fly through the air and save the day, and it's all
With
about
the
like, you know what I
Boomqushia
mean?
glasses and the wig.
With Boomqushia glasses and powers coming out of her like afro, and she's like taking people down with martial arts. So I think that will be fun. I'm gearing it towards children, like a children's almost Boomquishia Cirque du Soleil show. And I was really inspired by Pink as well, doing her, like I think she does silks, and I think she did something with her daughter at the Billboard Awards the other night. But anyway, Boomquishia is coming to a theater near you, and I'm working on my one-woman show as well. So hopefully in the near future, I will be back in the theater world.
Where did the character of Boomqushia come from? How did you just make her up?
Oh my gosh, Boomquishia is a made-up character that, so as a kid, some of my family would call me the family clown because I just crack jokes all day, every day.
Comedy
I'm just
queen.
like, yeah, just a comedy queen. Like, and Martin was my jam. The show Martin. Do you know Martin?
No.
Martin. Okay, girl, I gotta hook you up. I know because when I was in London, I was going to the this open mic night in Soho, I think it is. But anyway,
Yeah.
they had a throwback Thursday night and they started playing all these old jams, and I knew none of them. And that's when I realized every country's gonna have their own like things that are like staples. And so I understand that you don't know what Martin is, but girl, I'm gonna have to show you. It's a sitcom, and the main character is Martin Lawrence, and he is hilarious. And so I would just mimic Martin all the time, and then on top of that I would crack jokes, and so I became the family clown. Then I started just like I've always kind of talked proper. Even people would call my house for my brothers. I'm the baby of the family, baby V, and they would call for my brothers or somebody, and I'd be like, "Hi, Solomon residence, may I help you?" And they'd be like, "I think you got the wrong number." I'm just always doing so much extra. Like I just always talk kind of proper. So I would put on like a ghetto accent because, you know, my friends talk like that. And I talk like that too with my friends. But when I'm in a different setting, honey, I'll switch that thing up. So Boomquishia came from just me taking the country and ghetto fabulous, I can't even talk, ghetto fabulousness dialect from my friends and family around me and meshing it all up, because I grew up in Florida, but I was born in Georgia. So my family in Georgia, they got a different twang countryness thing going on than my family and friends in Florida. So I just mashed it all up, and you got Boomquishia. And then on top of that, I do karate. So then Boomquishia turned into a ninja, and then she turned into like having superpowers. And she helped me throughout a lot of like hardships, like when I can just turn Boomquishia on and make myself laugh, you know. And so for a long time, I was like, I'm never putting this on the internet. And my friends were like, if people knew this side of you, they would crack up. And I was like, they won't understand. They won't understand.
I'm
And
glad you
so
put it on the internet.
thank you. And I started putting it on YouTube. She's morphed into so many things. I used to just like, all of my bad hairdos that went, like wigs that I tried to make that went bad, I would just be like, oh, I'll just use it as a Boomquishia wig. You know what I mean?
You've
And I
got
was
so many
trying.
different wigs.
Yes. And so she started as a YouTube thing that I was doing. And then I used to have like foil on my teeth. And I used to act up for my nieces and nephews because they would crack up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put it on YouTube. And so now she's turned into an animation character. She used to be just like me in front of my camera,
Yeah.
acting a fool.
Will you
Can
be
you
doing
believe
any
that's been
more of
over
the Baby
10
B
years?
show?
What'd you say?
Will you be doing any more of the Baby B show?
I have so many projects right now. As you can see, the green screen is up because I'm doing the videos and promos for the One Woman Show. But I was like, the green screen is up. I should probably do some Baby V show. And I think it was you that said on my live that I
Yeah.
should bring it back.
Yes.
So I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I like the original ones where she's sitting with a cup of tea and she's like telling you all the things that get on her nerves about the gremlins and the riding with Boomqushia, the car ride. I really want to go on a car ride with her.
Gremlins.
I love the gremlins one, and the one with her in church, people looking at her while she's eating in church.
Oh,
do you remember that one?
Okay, I'm taking notes. I'm definitely gonna bring her back.
I do like the modern ones as well, with like Mother Pearl and Coach Carter, but I prefer the ones where she's just talking to camera and that, the original ones.
So how do you feel about her being an animation and talking to the camera? Or do you want this? You want me in the Boomqushia outfit?
I think both. I think the animation's really good for like children watching it. But I like the original.
Okay, well, you know she done gave her life to Christ, so she not cussing no more. Boomqushia used to be cussing and fussing and causing a ruckus, okay? But
and what about that saying, illusion? Sing it for us.
Yes, with the guitar. I should have brought my guitar. It's in the booth. I should have brought it up and gave you a good illusion.
That was literally my favorite bit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring her back, at least for some snippets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
going to do stand-up comedy as Boomqushia.
Oh, that's a good idea. I have had some people say I should try stand-up comedy.
That would be so good.
Girl, that wig, I got to make sure my wig don't fall off. It would be funny anyway if it did, huh?
Glue it on.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so tell us a bit more about your beauty company, which came out this month. I know you sell hair and that. What else do you sell?
So on beautyqueen.com, I sell hair and I sell lashes, and I'm working on some new products to go in the store soon. And I'm actually gonna be having some hair products like shampoos, conditioners, and I have natural hair, so I'll be showing how to use the curl puddings and all that good stuff. So I'm just formulating everything, and I want everything to be kind of like not kind of like, but good for your hair, and not just like stuff that's gonna cause you issues, you know what I mean? And then I've struggled with my skin for how many years, and after so many dermatologists and so many, like, I've gone on all the diets, I've gone on all the prescriptions, and I still have, well, my acne's calmed down, but I have like hyperpigmentation. But I have had to formulate things for myself and figure it out, because they were just trying to pump me with pills, okay? And ain't nobody got time for that. So I just figured like I would give people these formulations so they can see if it helps them, and hopefully it does, because it has shot my self-esteem. Like literally, I wouldn't even be able to have this interview, because I'd be like, she's looking at my acne. Everyone could see my acne, and I'd be like this, which makes it worse, because then whatever products you have in your hair, and now it's on your face, and now you're breaking out more, and it's just like a never-ending cycle. So that's my goal for Beauty Queen, is to eventually evolve into having products that would help women to feel empowered and help whatever issues they have with hair, skin, and eventually makeup, honey. So
yeah.
That's my vision.
How long did it take you to work on your company?
Oh, so I first had this vision in 2007, but I was scared. I was like, who am I to start a beauty company? Who am I? Because I've been going through like literally skin issues for 17 years, honey. And hair stuff too, like having to figure it out and frying my hair. My hair was fried, dyed, and laid to the side. And when I had to go home and get that Dora the Explorer cut after tour one time, I said, well, I won't be doing that anymore. So I had to figure out how to do 8 shows a week and keep my hair on my head, but also be looking fabulous for the shows, you know, because you got to curl your hair every day, and sometimes 2 times a day. And so all of those things that I had to figure out over the years, and traveling constantly not having a stylist that I see regularly and having to figure that out. I just want to like share that with people. And so in 2007, I was scared, and I just kept kind of talking about it, kept trying to like figure out how I could do it. And then 2 years ago, I just said, I'm going to jump out there. And I got the name, right? I registered the company and got the EIN, and I started working on the website. And it took me 2 years to like start, like make it public. I just had this site that I just been working on and working on and working on. And I said, I'm just going to start it and then see where the journey takes me. And the same thing with my music. I had all this music that I never finished. And I just said, Vaughn, put the music out. Just put the music out. It's not going to be perfect. Yeah, and you can do a remix if you don't like it. You know what I mean? And like make it better or whatever. But just get started. So I'm getting started.
It took you a long time to work on it.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah, and I'm in it for the long haul. I really like I got my hair done last week, and I got extensions put into. Oh, thank you, honey. Stop it. Moses, his handle is @KingWeave. You'll see it on my post on my wall. But he hooked me up, and I've never gotten my hair done by a stylist. Not never, but it's been years. Okay, I don't trust people, and I just started doing it myself.
You usually just wear wigs, because I know you have a big
wig. Yes, I just wig it out, honey, and then sometimes I let my afro run free, honey, and I'm like trying out different formulations of my products and all that stuff. But anyway, he did my hair so good, and I left there feeling so fabulous. And I was like, this is what every woman should feel. She should feel fabulous, you know? And so anyway, that is my goal for Beauty Queen, is to have products that change and help people in their life to feel fabulous. Because, honey, it's nothing like getting your hair done, honey, your nails done, putting your lashes on, you know? So, yeah.
So how do you manage your time now? You're working on your own business, new music, you're doing so many different things.
I'll show you 1 second. Honey, I write everything down in this here. Let me tell you something about my book, honey, with all the sticky notes.
Very organized.
So, just sticky notes everywhere, and I'm just always writing, planning every week, every second. And sometimes it's just like things come up and you just got to roll with the punches and figure it out. And sometimes when I get overwhelmed, I just sit for a minute and I'll just be stuck. And I'm just like, okay, break it down in small pieces and tackle the lowest hanging fruit or the most important thing, right? So, because I can get overwhelmed. Because if I told you everything that I'm working on, you would be like, Vonzell, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm just like by myself. But now I'm learning how to let go and allow for people to help, because people are around to help, but I'm just like, they're not going to edit the video like I need to edit it, and they're not going to do this the way I need it.
Sometimes you need a team of people to help you.
Yes, but also just learning to be okay. Like, if you need something done and it's so many things to get done, just giving that task to someone else and let them do it their way. If it comes out, it got done though, right? And then you can work on how to perfect it and tell them, look, okay, next time can you do this? But just starting the process of delegating, right? And being okay with it, your babies. Like, I'm like, can you edit Boomqushia animation for me? Like, you know, I'm like so scared. But actually, I'm like, I've written 15 episodes, right? Because I want to finish her first season of animations. And I'm like, I might do a contest.
Oh, do you edit them yourself?
So I kind of, sort of. I create the episode. I do all of the voiceovers, send them to the animation team or whoever I have doing a certain animation, and they do the animation and put it together. But I have to keep watching it to say, okay, no, this is not, you know, what it should be. Can you make this happen? Whatever, right? So, but the different people that I can't get one animator to do it all because he'll be off doing other things, you know. It is what it is, and it's taken me a while to get over that too. But it's just kind of like trusting the journey and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Because even with my music, it's like sometimes I send something to get mixed and mastered, and it comes back and it's like, okay, I got to go re-record that because that don't sound right. You know what I mean? Like when I took my plugins off of it, it ain't right. So let me go back and re-sing it. And it makes me like feel bad because now the release is pushed back, but it's like trust the journey and keep it pushing. That's how I make it through. I have many lists, I make plans, I have goals, but ultimately you just gotta trust the journey and trust that God is gonna lead you to where you should be. That's it.
So what is the best advice you have ever been given?
Oh my gosh, so I've been given such good advice. One of my favorite things is balance, learning balance in your overall life, like family, work, career, business, health, mental health, emotional, like balancing it all and not ever just trying to be recognizing when you're like too far right or too far left and come back to the middle, right? So I think that's one of the best things that someone told me, and his name was Aziz Jaffer, and he was the overseer of my postal service tour when I was a spokesperson with the postal service, and I still carry that. I gotta tell him that. I still carry that to this day. I'm like, okay, Vaughn, you're too far left, you're too far right, come back to the middle. So yeah.
So what advice would you give young people who want to get into the entertainment industry?
Oh, so many things. How can I go fast and be on point? Let me see. First and foremost, trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, it ain't right. Get out of there, honey. Get out. And two,
that's what I did.
Yeah, go ahead and get out, because you'll find yourself stuck in situations that completely tie your hands and you won't be able to do what you love to do. For instance, people who sign contracts and not understand really what's in the contract, and then you don't per se fulfill that contract, and then you can't do music because you've signed your whole life away, right? So then you like, what do you do? You
gotta be careful what you sign.
Exactly. So be careful what you're signing, and in each step of the way, you got to do a check-in and say, wait a minute, is this right? And if it doesn't feel right, like I've learned to trust that thing, that voice in me. Some call it the Holy Spirit, some call it, intuition. Listen to that, okay? And get out of there. Pay attention to the red flags and get out when you need to get out. Always have an exit plan. And I think that's it. It's so many things that I've learned. I need to write a book. Let me stop, girl. I got so much on this list to do. So I'm going to put that in the back.
Put that on your to-do list.
On my to-do list. But it's so many things along the way. Like, be true to yourself. And like on Idol, people would say, oh, we're doing this genre, you should sing this song. And I always thought, like, if I go home, I'm gonna go home because I sung the song I wanted to sing. Because if I go home listening to you, I'm gonna be like, why did I listen to them? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that thing to, like, don't lose yourself. Like, a lot of people were approaching me after Idol to sign contracts, and I was like, no, I'm a songwriter and you want 80% of my publishing. That's crazy. I'm never doing that. So then I started my own label because I'm like,
Be your own boss.
Right. Research, read your contracts, know what you're getting into, and if it don't feel right, peace out. Because I know people to this day who can't even sing, put out music, or do anything because they signed it all away, not understanding what they, what they were doing.
Can we speak to Boomqushia?
Oh, girl, wait a minute. Hold on.
Get the wig.
Oh, wow. I should have known you want to stop on Boomqushia. Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Love the glasses.
Oh my gosh. So whenever I'm traveling, this always, they always like break because I have too many things in my luggage, and then I always try to hot glue it. It never works out, right? So I just left it. Hey everybody, how you doing? Wait, let me do my entrance. Boomqushia's in the house. Watch your meals. What are people saying? Hold on. Lord have mercy. Hey Jordan. Oh, my friend Dom is in the building. He says thank you for interviewing her. Thank you guys so much. I have not even been paying attention to the I've been so into this interview. Claire's doing a great job. I love you, Claire. How long have we been knowing each other? What'd you say?
You're actually the first that I've ever interviewed.
Yay! I love that. So when I first met you, oh my gosh, now I'm all a mess. Hold on, let me remember. Yeah, what year was it? I remember it was in London for Burn the Floor when I was doing Burn the Floor.
It was in 2013, Burn the Floor.
Yes.
I went to see that, and then I saw you backstage before the show.
Yes.
And then I also saw you in the Todrick Hall show, which was like a few years later. Yeah.
And that was in Manchester? Where were we for
that? No, that was in London.
Oh, yes, I remember. Listen, that tour, I was so tired. Excuse me. Because, you know, when you first met me, I was stationary in London. But when I came back to London for Todrick's show, girl, we were just like, we were in Manchester, caught the train to London, set up all the stuff. I was so tired. I was like, didn't know if I was coming or going. I remember being so tired that day. But I do remember it. I can see that venue in my head right now. Thank you so much for your support, though. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's even been like 5 or 6 years ago, right? It's been a while. Yes.
So thank you so much for joining me today. Can you end us with the song?
Oh yes. What song do you want me to sing?
Anything. Whitney, Motown, Donna Summer.
Oh, I love Donna. Oh my goodness. Can I just give you a secret? Can I tell you? Hold on real quick, girl. I wasn't prepared to give you a secret. You know I love a good costume. Hold on. I hope this works because... Okay. I think it might. Okay, let me see. Okay, it's too much hair, but it's okay. Can you guess who I am?
Oh, wow.
Who am I?
You look like her.
Who? Who do I look like?
Donna.
Honey, when I tell you I love Donna Summer. Yes, this was like my favorite.
I love it.
Okay, you can't see it, but let me see. What Donna song do I sing today for you, for the people?
On the radio, you did on the show. Yeah,
but since this is like the last bit of the show. Hold on. Yeah, someone else told me I look like Donna. My friend Julian Miranda, who's a fabulous singer. I love him so much. He told me I look like Last Dance. That's what I'm gonna do, girl. It's like this is the last bit of the interview. So, okay, I don't know the key, but we're gonna do it. Last dance, last chance for love. Yes, it's my last chance for romance tonight. Oh, I need you by me, beside me, to guide me, to hold me, to scold me. 'Cause when I'm bad, I'm so bad. So come on, baby. Dance that dance. Come on, baby. Dance that dance. Come on, baby. Let's dance tonight. Okay, I put some Vonzell in there, but you get it.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for this interview. You
need to do
I know
some
I took
Donna
out.
covers.
I am. So Donna is one of my divas that I'm putting together for the One Woman Theater Show, but I'm going to be putting out the medley videos soon. So I have my green screen up, finishing up the vocals, so hopefully I can start with them next week. So I'm hoping next Thursday I can have Whitney done. So Whitney's first, then Tina Turner, then Donna,
Yes,
and then
Tina.
Aretha. Yes, right? I got to get this. I got
Good
to get the,
choices.
honey, I'm going to need the dances and everything. But and shout out to my best friend because she made this. She's making like costumes. Like this is like
Oh, wow.
a floor length coat that she made for my Divas show. So shout out to my best friend Farrah Ellis because she's hooking up my Divas costumes for me. And I'm excited to share this with you guys. So I've been working on this One Woman show for 5 years. And I'm just
It better
putting
be
it out,
good.
girl. So this, I guess that's really my advice for the artists and creative people out there. Just put it out. Just put out your stuff. Like, it's no need of holding on to it, you know, and just perfect it as it goes. But thank you so much, Claire. I look forward to the next
Thank
one.
you.
And you did a great job.
Can you
Y'all
save
show
the
some love
live
for
and
Claire.
post
Yes,
it?
I'll save it and send it to you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. What time is
All right.
there? What time is it there?
It's 9
Like
p.m.
9?
here.
Oh,
You're
okay.
8
It's
hours
1.
behind.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. in LA. So I hope you have a fabulous night. Thank you so
You too.
much. And thanks to everybody out there watching. Have a fabulous day, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.